have some questions about you, and then we have some questions about the new behavior notices that replaces the warning. So we'll start about the questions with you.
Okay.
So what's your full name?
Sharon Elizabeth Smith.
Okay. And so can you tell me about your childhood? How was it?
Yeah, I was born in Malaysia. I lived there for 3 years before I moved to England. I have a younger brother, a mum and dad. We lived in quite poor housing when I was growing up. I went to 3 different schools when I was growing up until I settled on my senior school in a big school with 1,250 students, so like double the size of this school.
Yeah, that's so big.
Yeah, I was a good girl in the first 2 years at school, and then years 3, 4, 5, so your grades 7, 8, 9, I was a naughty girl at school. I was bad. Yes.
Okay, so what's your job in the school?
I am the assistant principal in the school.
What does an assistant principal do?
The assistant principal helps Mr. Ladine with the day-to-day running of the school. We work with the students. We work with your academics, so we look at your lessons. We look at the things that you are taught. And I also help with helping you to realise what behaviour is the correct behaviour in school. I work with your parents, and I work with the other staff.
Yeah, what did you work as? I heard you worked as a teacher before.
Yeah, maths teacher. Maths and science teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly maths, but I can teach both.
What are some of your hobbies? What do you do when you have time left?
I am studying Swedish at the moment, so that takes up all of my time. If I'm not studying Swedish, I like to go to the gym, but I'm a kickboxer. I like to do kickboxing, so.
So why did you start at this school?
Because I was working in Karlstad before, at the IES school in Karlstad, and Mr. Begg left here. So Mr. Files and Mr. Reva from head office spoke to Mr. Daly at Karlstad and asked him whether I would be okay to work here. So I came down and I met with Mr. Ladine, and we decided that yes, I could work here.
Yeah.
So that's how I came here.
What do you think about Sweden?
Sweden is cold. Very cold.
Yeah, compared to England.
I was in Qatar before.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah.
So we stopped there when we go to India.
It's warm. Qatar is very
so
warm. So yeah, compared to England, it's greener and brighter than England. England is very grey a lot of the time. It rains a lot, whereas Sweden seems to be snowy and sunshine. The Swedish people are sometimes difficult to get to know, but once you speak to them, they are very friendly. You just have to speak to them first. Sweden is an expensive country to live in compared to Qatar and Jordan. It's very expensive, but the education system is better in Qatar, and the students are better here.
But where do you live right now?
Me, I live in Vikseng at the moment, but next Wednesday I'm moving to Holsterhammer. Oh.
Holsterhammer, I know a few people who live there.
Yeah, I've got a nice house there. It's got a jacuzzi bath. Just thought I'd tell you.
What's your favourite thing about the school?
My favourite thing about the school? Difficult question. I would say the students, I think. I think you lot are probably my favourite thing, yeah.
Okay, and what's your least favourite thing about the
You lot. The students, I think. Yes, I think it's the same question. I think the students give me the most pleasure every day, but I think the students also give me the most pain every day. Do you understand? So when they're being very good, it's nice, and then when you're in trouble, it's also difficult. So, but yeah, I think it's my least favourite and my most favourite thing.
So what do you think about the school?
What I think about the school, I like the school. I think it's a very bright school. It's very welcoming. The students are generally polite and well-mannered, friendly. The staff is very friendly. Yeah, I like the school. It's good.
So now we're going to get to the topic we are interviewing about. So it's about behavior notices.
Okay.
So, what's the main difference between the warnings and behavior notices?
There is no difference between the behaviour notice and the warnings. The only thing that is different is that if you get more than 3 behaviour notices, you don't get a detention. There is more contact between your mentors and your parents, and your class teachers and your parents. If it gets to the point where you need to have a detention, you have special time with me, which means I get your parents in, we sit down, we have a big conversation. You have to tell your parents what you've been doing, what you've not been doing. You have to take ownership for your behaviour. They are much more difficult than a detention.
Yeah, but why did they remove warnings and detention?
Because they weren't working. Because certain students had 10 detentions, which could be 40 warnings for the same thing. So how is that working? It's not working. So I decided that I would look at the detention system, and with talking to Miss Alladine and Miss Carlson, that the detention system was not working. So we decided to change it. But there is no difference really between a warning and a behaviour notice. I think the word is better.
Yeah.
The behaviour notice, because I'm giving you notice about your behaviour.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
But, so you and Miss Carlson and Miss Ladine decided this?
Well, me and Miss Ladine decided before Miss Carlson arrived, because obviously she came in afterwards. But when Miss Carlson arrived, we explained the system to her. We explained why we had changed the system, and she was happy with that. Yeah.
Do you have like the same system in other schools?
In other IESs, there are similarities. Some IES schools don't have behaviour notices or warnings. They go straight to parents. Some other IESs do still keep detentions. Every IES is different and can do it in its own way.
Yeah. What are some good things and bad things about the system?
The good things about the system are, I think you are given a chance to change your behaviour. You are given help to change your behaviour, with a teacher sitting down and talking to you about why we have indoor shoes, why we don't run in the corridors, why we have to do homework. There is more an explanation about the rules that we have, rather than just saying, I'm giving you a warning because you're chewing gum. So that's a good thing. I think a bad thing is it takes a lot of my time. Every time I meet with a parent, the parent that I was with when you were waiting for me, I'd been in with for 45 minutes. So that's a long time. And it's easier perhaps to put 10 children in a classroom and do a detention, but it doesn't work. It's not effective. So sometimes we have to work harder to make something work.
I have a question too. When you take the parents to and take away their work time, is that kind of used to make the parents tell their kids more like?
So if like the parent I've just had in now, he's a policeman, that parent I came in, so he had to come out of work to meet with me. I think if I take your parents in and you realise that your parents are having to leave work, I think you understand how serious it is then. And I think your parents understand how serious it is. So then they are more likely to sit down with you and to talk to you, because they don't want to come out of work all the time. And I think if you are a sensible child, you don't want your parents coming out of work. So if you can control your behaviour and you can choose to behave in a proper way, you will do. Because you don't want your parents coming out of work all the time.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
And what do you think about the school newspaper?
The school newspaper, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a very good idea, because you are hopefully reaching a lot of people within school. I think it's a good idea for you to interview different key players in school. But I think you should interview the counsellor as well, and the nurse, and the special educators, all of these people, because we're all doing different jobs. And I think you should also interview Mr. Schroeder, because he is one of the most important people in our school.
Yeah.
The caretakers, they're the ones that make sure everything is correct for us. But no, I like the newspaper. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, but this month this year we're focusing on the new teachers. So to let the students, let them know what they do and stuff like that. Because maybe they don't some students may don't go to them and ask what you do and stuff like that.
It's a good idea. I think it's and it's good for you to develop your skills, and it's good for the students to see. It's a good idea.
Have you read the newspaper?
I have read the newspaper. I like it. Yeah, I read Mr. Shaw's interview. Yes. I don't think I will watch my interview.
Yeah. But in case you want to, we'll just share it with you.
Oh, thank you so much.
I have a questions, but I don't know if this is if I can take it up. But what happened to Mr. Begg?
I don't know, because obviously when I start in a new school, they give me information that I need, but they give me I don't need to know certain information. So I was told that Mr. Begg left for personal reasons. I have to believe that that is why he left. That's what I was told. You will have your ideas. You will have your ideas. The truth, the only people that know what happened is Mr. Begg. So I was told he left for personal reasons. I now know he has another job. He is working in Switzerland, I think. So that's all I can say.
So it will be a mystery.
It will be a mystery.
Forever.
Yes.
So it was nice having you here.
Thank you. It was nice chatting to you both.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching.